Very quick one that most people get wrong. If you have an option to take option A, which is you can get $900 for sure, or you can take option B, which is you have a 90% chance of getting $1,000, what do you choose? Now, depending on the framing, if I said you've got a 10% chance instead of a 90% chance, a 10% chance of losing all of that and getting zero, people change their perspective on it. The bet hasn't changed, but the reason for this has been measured time and time again in psychological studies. And what they found through gamification, which is the study of how people make decisions and how things can be gamified to get outcomes, it's happening more and more in our lives. But what I found with high net wealth is they tend to get that question wrong too. They go almost entirely with option A. And that's come out of, we presented a summit recently. I spoke at that around the psychology and behavioral side of investing. And in that, one of the things that I present is this decision. We had 600 people in the live stream, 630 or so. And of that, more than 90% of those said I would take option A because it's a better choice. Actually, option B is a better choice. You have 1 in 10 chance of getting zero. You've got a 9 in 10 chance of seeing a better return, more than 10% above the initial choice. In investing, people would not necessarily balk at that if I laid it out that way, but in decision making, whether it be in responding to the markets or in making a decision on what happens with your portfolio or even altcoins you're getting into, I see people tend to favor really super risky decisions or zero risk decisions. They don't understand that there's a continuum and that you have to understand where do you sit on that continuum and what's your tactic for investing based on the continuum you chose to sit on. If you're not clear on that, you're going to have issues. You're going to make the wrong choice. And they're going to get to the end and go, well, that was stupid. Why did I make that choice? Well, it's because you were responding in a way that was around protecting from the downside. We know the downside feels 2.5 times approximately from the studies worse than getting the upside of it. We avoid loss. It is called literally loss aversion.